Welcome back. So we are here, just the two of us, and this is Two Cent Theater, where it's two of us talking, and it's less violent and less rant heavy.
Less hectic.
Right. There's less violence. It's not as domestic.
Yeah.
As you would.
Yeah. So Alita Battle Angel came out on Valentine's Day, February 14th, and it is starring Rosa Salazar and many other actors.
Christoph Waltz.
Yes.
Mahershala
Ali. Jennifer Connelly. That's all ringing a bell now.
Yep.
Ed Skrein. Skrein, yeah.
The guy from Deadpool 1.
Yes.
Francis from Deadpool 1.
Yeah, starring Francis. And directed by the amazing Sin City director, Robert Rodriguez, and produced by the very innovative, motivated, legendary filmmaker of all time, the wonderful, majestic
Steven Spielberg. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
James Cameron is the one.
Alright, so this is a film that got some hits from critics, I think, and not rightfully so. I think this was a pretty good film. As a remake of an anime or a manga, I think it was very well realized. I think the CG is incredible. At some point, you believe that Alita is a real person. Like, she just becomes a real character as opposed to a CG character. And then the action sequences are amazing, and the direction, the character work is great. I think the storyline is pretty simple. Like, it's a straightforward kind of like a dystopian, like cyberpunk kind of story. It mirrors a lot of Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell, but even though it delves into familiar territory, it never hinders the final product. So I liked it a lot. I don't get what the critics are saying. Like, how about you, Frank?
As you can see by my new robot arm, I loved it.
You know, I didn't want to comment because I am full cyborg. So
Yeah.
I felt for her, and now I feel like you have a connection with her too. Now that you have a robot arm.
Yeah, now that I've fully committed to, the cyborg life. No, because I remember, the opening shot, everyone had a robot arm. And I was like, I want a robot arm. So I gave myself one. Now here I am. And, this film, I think, is just not particularly as of Avatar level, but the animation and the detail and the attention to it is just amazing. The way this actress, Rosa
Salazar.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right. Okay. This is a long time coming. So in Bird Box, we all forgot your name and we couldn't say it. I'm sorry, Rosa. From Psy to you, I apologize. Go ahead.
All right. So Miss Rosa Salazar.
Good.
Man, what a great performance.
Yeah, a star-making performance. This is just incredible what you've done.
Yes, I think one of the highlights of the film is her performance, because she just starred in the film and she puts the film into perspective and she holds the film together. Her performance, as well as Christoph Waltz, Mahershala Ali for the very somewhat maybe wasted, but he shows so much potential in just every frame he's in. As well as Ed Skrein, Francis, and
Jennifer Connelly.
No,
you didn't like Jennifer Connelly in this?
I did not.
Really?
Jennifer Connelly in this.
She was fine. I liked her.
No, fine is not what Jennifer Connelly stands for.
Fine, she's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, fine, fair. All right, so to get a better picture of what we thought, I want to go into some spoilers. So from here on out, if you haven't seen the film, what are you doing? Just go out right this second, right f***ing now. Watch the movie in IMAX 3D or f***ing Dolby, because it's f***ing incredible. Anyway, spoiler alert. 3, 2, 1. All right. Motorball is f***ing amazing.
It is.
Motorball is the greatest f***ing sequence I've seen in a long f***ing time. I think that chase and the chase in Ready Player One and all of Mad Max are the greatest it's not a car, I guess, but it's like a chase, a high-speed chase scene I've seen in the past 10 years. This shit is fucking dope. Like, just it's amazing. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It was very, very intense. Very, it gets the blood flowing. It gets the nice orals in my robotic arm going. It's what gets this arm working.
And in my body, and in my whole body. Maybe I f***ed up here, to be honest. Speaking on the robot part,
Yes, what
I
that
should've-
lockjaw.
I should have had a robot face like Ed Sheeran, Ed Francis did in the film. I should just had like my face
Right? No, yeah.
like Zapan. I should have more like Zapan.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, the voice actor behind this this puppet is Asian. He's Japanese.
Hence I look like an Evangelion. Like sure. Let's break the fourth wall. Thank you, Wade Wilson. Thank you. Anyway, moving on. So the motorball sequence is amazing, but I love the bar fight. That bar fight, great.
Yes.
And the mesh between the CG characters and the real life actors are just, like it's seamless. Like how did they do this? Like how did they shoot this?
I love it. I actually saw behind the scenes of how they shot it. But regardless, that's my favorite scene too, is the bar scene, just because of like the characters. There's like lore in there.
Yeah.
There's like it's like lived in. You can tell like this is where it's honestly this is like a video game level.
Yeah.
Especially with that fight scene that takes place in the middle of the
And
film.
they go down like
And they
in
go
like
down. It's like come to my level because I fight in this is my territory.
a little flea.
Yeah, and then like she just jumps down there. It's at his level. It's like a video game,
And
which is amazing.
And speaking on that scene, it honestly shocked the f*** out of me when his like razor tentacle things were coming at her, and then like she just split into like 4 parts. That like got me. I was like, what?
That was like the weirdest hentai I've ever seen. They just cut her
All right.
up,
Okay.
but then she was still alive.
And then she like jumped and landed on her hand, and then jumped up, and then grabbed his eyeball out. Like this thing is like next. So here's what I think. So this movie is in its violence and its action scene pure Rodriguez. Like this is like the guy who made Sin City and like Dusk Till Dawn. Like this is him at his finest. And then the big like whimsical sci-fi feel is Cameron. That's what it feels like. And I think the mesh of the two directors didn't feel like they were at odds. It felt like it was woven in beautifully. There was no conflict in vision. It was just a singular product made by 2 people.
I agree.
And I think that's beautiful. And I think we don't see a lot of collaborations like this. I think this is kind of unprecedented. Because it is a Rodriguez movie, but, James Cameron tried to make this movie for 20 years. And he's waited until Avatar to make it, but then, he's caught up with the Avatar sequels now. But, I think this is purely 50-50 Cameron Rodriguez. And this is this is pretty new, and I kind of want to see more directors collab. This felt like a genuinely, earnest product made by 2 people and not by a corporation.
Yeah, no, I can. I definitely could feel like the fan service, and I can feel like the effort that they just put into just making this product, and like
there's passion here.
I know the story is a little lackluster, but the thing is about the story is that like it does take some turns that I wasn't really expecting.
Yeah, actually.
Like I was expecting the love interest to die twice.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. Okay.
Like that's amazing. Like he gets the shit kicked out of him throughout the entire.
I feel
film.
so bad for him. Like, oh my god, this dude. Like, he tries to be a good person at the end, and then he fucking gets his head cut off, and then he becomes a robot, and then he gets killed as a robot. Like, what the f?
He better come back to in the potential sequel. Hopefully.
Oh, all right, so
I'm gonna get his name real quick. Hold on. You.
all right. I don't want this film to fail. I really don't, because this is a film that does not deserve to fail. This has too much passion, too much love, too much well-made craft that I cannot see this go to waste. And I think a lot of other films like this have gone to waste and nobody gave a shit. Like Blade Runner 2049, nobody gave a shit about that movie. It's a great film. It's the same thing where I hope people go out and watch it because it's a Cameron Rodriguez production. Like, it is a film made by these two guys, and it's action heavy, it's romantic, it's heartwarming, it's engaging, but the best thing about Alita Battle Angel is that it's honest. It's an honest film. It never feels like it panders to a major demographic. It just feels like this is a movie that's made by two guys who want to make a movie and not like churn out like another like, I don't know, like cinematic a universe like the Mummy movie. Like it's not like that. Like, of course the ending does set up for a sequel, but it doesn't feel like the movie is made for a sequel. It just kind of has a cliffhanger kind of ending.
Yeah.
So everything wraps up thematically and narratively in the film. It's just there's just like an ending tag.
Mm-hmm.
So even if there is no sequel, it's fine as a standalone film. Like, it still works.
Yeah.
So hopefully I see a sequel, but if not, you know.
Yeah. I also just want to give a quick shout out to the original creator, Yukio Kishiro.
Yeah, Kishiro. He did some great work. And also, like, it was pioneering for the time.
Yeah, I looked at the manga and I was like blown away by the art style, like the cover art. It's just an amazing design.
And the manga is pre-Ghost in the Shell.
Right.
And everyone praises Ghost in the Shell, which I love. I love Ghost in the Shell to death. But this predates Ghost in the Shell, which I think is impressive. And also, here's where the critics, I think, are wrong. A lot of the critics pointed out Ghost in the Shell as a common criticism that, like, oh, it's not as good as Ghost in the Shell. But the thing is this is made before Ghost in the Shell, the manga. So this live-action remake is a remake of a material that predates Ghost in the Shell. So of course it seems similar.
Does it predate Blade Runner?
No.
Okay.
So it is obviously heavily Blade Runner inspired, as is Ghost in the Shell. But my issue with the critics is because they think it's familiar, it means it's bad. But just because it looks familiar or feels familiar doesn't mean you can take it in a different direction and make it feel new. And that's what I felt with Alita. Alita is a film that it's the same story that we've heard a lot. Like, this is kind of Jason Bourne.
Okay.
Well, like a girl version of Jason Bourne. Like, she doesn't know who she is, much like Bourne, and has these like immense powers, and then has to go on a mission to find out who he or she is. It's just it's Jason Bourne, but told in this cyberpunk narrative, like, it feels fresh, it feels new, and the character, again, played beautifully by Rosa, is like it's just incredible. But again, the critics, I don't think they get it, and also I don't think they get it because they haven't watched anime. I'm not big on anime, but from what I've seen in anime, the movie Alita Battle Angel follows a lot of the anime tropes and a lot of the anime storytelling techniques. And I think a lot of Western critics aren't used to that. A lot of Western critics are used to like Miyazaki films, but his films are more Western style than Eastern style.
Yeah.
They're not traditional anime style. So I think why the critics were like, I don't know, like, the story's so like muddled and convoluted. I think you haven't seen anime. Like, this is what an anime feels like. It's just in live action now.
Yeah, it's actually the closest, I will say closer than Ghost in the Shell was, to like an anime feeling looking character.
Yeah.
You know,
honestly, I like the Ghost in the Shell live action remake. That's a controversial thought. I don't give a fuck. I think it's a great film, and I think it respects the original. But the reason why Ghost in the Shell looks more Western is because the anime looks more Western. Like, the style of animation, how it's cut, how it's edited, it's just like how the dialogue is presented is very Eastern. But with Alita, it looks and feels like an actual like anime, which is incredible. Like, they even have the big eyes.
Yeah.
Like, they even like had to make Rose's eyes like massive, like orange sizes. Like, why? I don't know, but it looks fucking great. Like,
it's very unique because critics would have bitched about if she was, which is Rosa Salazar, like just there appropriating an Asian.
That's actually something that I'm gonna talk about too. Yeah, because so why is Ghost in the Shell whitewashing and this isn't?
Because Rosa is, I mean, Scarlett Johansson's sexy, but Rosa, you know, she's a very beautiful Hispanic woman. Yeah. But my problem is, like,
a lot of people were upset that Motoko Kusanagi was played by a white person. But why are you not upset that a Hispanic woman isn't playing an Asian character? That's my question. It's like, so is it okay for one race to play an Asian character, but it's not okay for one other race? So Scarlett is white, obviously, and Rosa is a Hispanic actress. So where's the line? Really?
You make a very good point, actually, because now that I think about it, it's like, yeah, like...
I don't care.
Because it is westernized. Like, Ghost in the Shell was westernized.
Yeah.
It was all, like, American people, American cast.
No, actually, if you think about it, Ghost in the Shell had a very diverse cast.
Yeah.
Like, the roster of that cast, like, they had Beat Takeshi, they had, like, that entire team of, like, Toga Sabato, like, all that crew were multi-diverse, but nobody cared about it because everyone focused on ScarJo. But in this movie,
yeah,
it's less diverse.
Yeah, it is less diverse, and the diverse characters of the minorities, they were like in the background. Oh, and that one scene where that kid from Bumblebee gets cut in half.
Oh my God!
Combo style.
By Francis.
Yeah.
Francis, you did him dirty.
He gets comboed like something out of like Mortal Kombat.
It was brutal. Oh my God!
Like, this PG-13 movie is like showing that body in half. Like everything else is robotic, so you can cut limbs off.
He was a human.
He was just a human. They cut him in half.
It's typical Rodriguez. He went for the violence.
Yeah,
I love it.
And it was just perfect because you didn't see it coming. You thought he was gonna get slammed against the wall and fall down. But no, he fell into the blade and it just cut him in half. And it was like, oh.
No, but yeah, I do get what you're saying. Like a lot of the actors of color were in the background as opposed to the foreground. But again, I don't have any issues with Rosa playing Alita, but I'm just wondering why the general populace weren't as in an uproar. Because, Edge of Tomorrow is also based on a Japanese story. And yet it stars Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, and nobody gave a shit.
Maybe no one knew.
I think that's what it is. I think nobody cared. But my issue is like I don't like contradictions. So if you're gonna say one thing, then don't follow what you say.
Yeah.
So if you want an Asian actress to play an Asian character, I think it should be the same with Alita.
Yeah.
But again, I loved Rosa Salazar as Alita, so I am not complaining. I'm just confused as to the general populace and what they were saying.
You know what's funny? I feel like the Asian actress that was in Alita, her name was
Alana Condor. Yeah.
Yeah, Alana Condor. She from To All the Boys I've Loved, and
also played Jubilee in X-Men Apocalypse.
Yes, exactly. I feel like maybe she auditioned for the role, didn't get it, but it was like, alright, you'll give me this part.
I see you, Fox. I see you.
That's what it kind of feels like a lot of the times. I do want to say about. I didn't read too much about into the articles, but I looked up one review from the New York Times.
Right. What were they talking about?
This is gonna be kind of like controversial.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, but it's like the reviewer, the person that wrote this article, they were like talking about how the body of Alita was like not feasible. Like, why did she have breasts, or why was her body like in this particular shape of a woman?
Wait, but in the movie, it's explained that her berserker outfit adjusts
to how she sees herself.
Yeah, like it's her perception of how she sees her body. So that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine because first of all, like the way the review sounded as if like her body should not be a female's body, and I'm like, talk about body shaming, right?
Wait. Also, the theme of Alita is coming of age.
Yeah.
Into a woman, like that is like it's a story of someone with amnesia who begins as a child but then ends as a woman. Like that is the story of Alita. So I don't understand where that comes from, because then you're ruining the analogy and the metaphor.
Yeah, I did only read one that was the only review I've read, but when I read it, I was like, why are they talking about like the body of her? Like they talk about it a little bit, but I just didn't know why the focus was on like this what's it called? Like we're worshiping like the body, or like objectifying. Sorry, the female anatomy. But in any case, if you lost like your entire body and you wanted to get a new body, wouldn't you prefer it to look like the anatomy of a human being?
It's less off-putting if it's like your own body.
Yeah. So why are you even complaining? Like, why design her with breasts? Like, if you were just a head and you went body shopping, what would you get? Would you get the computer chair, or would you get the mannequin robot?
Well, clearly Francis chose like a weird, like bionic body where it's only his face.
Yeah, they all have that.
Yeah, they all got that. And I think he, if I'm not mistaken, has a codpiece.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a phallic.
Yeah, and if he wanted to, he could have. like that's the thing about the future, is that when this stuff is available and accessible, you're gonna be putting so much things on your robot body. Like, you're gonna be putting like robot tits or robot breasts, like, you're gonna want to be pregnant, you're gonna just put a gut there.
Oh, what if Garishka, like he has like the long like claw like fingers.
Yeah.
Like, what if it's just dildos?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. What if it's
like attacking people with dildos?
Just a bunch of hentais.
Well, it's anime, so I mean, it's pretty close to it. I want more people to go out and see this movie. Obviously, if you've stuck around at this point, you've probably already watched it, or you don't care, because like we've been like knee deep in spoilers. Please tell your friends to go out and watch it, because I do want more people to see it. I think it needs support, and it kind of feels like she's been inducted in the like James Cameron like Hall of Fame for strong female characters, like Sarah Connor he did, and Ellen Ripley for Aliens, obviously, and then in Avatar you had
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, exactly. So. And now we have Alita, so it's another great female empowerment film. I think everyone should go out and see it.
Alright, so thank you so much for watching our show.
Yep, so go watch Alita Battle Angel in theaters now, directed by Rodriguez.
And produced by the one and only James Cameron, founder of Cameronian.
Hey, can you hire me, James Cameron, please? Can you just, like, hire me?
No, he's not gonna do that. Okay. Good night. Bye.